Withered Knight is not an easy class, and that's exactly what makes it so good. This is not a simple tank or a button-mashing bruiser. It is a technical melee class built around spacing, timing, positioning, and knowing when you can safely commit to an attack. It can feel more complicated than other classes at first, but that complexity is exactly what gives Withered Knight such a high skill ceiling. The better you understand the game's combat mechanics, the more the class begins to reward you. And once you learn how everything fits together, Withered Knight becomes a solid and versatile choice for both PvP and PvE. So in this video, I'm breaking down how the Withered Knight actually plays, how its weapons and skills work together, and what you need to know to get the most out of the class. Since Mistfall Hunter has an awesome feature where you can share your builds, both of those links will be down in the description below. One is a green setup for green gear and the other is for blue. So how you get access to that is you hit your main menu, you go to prepare, manage and import the code here. And that is how you can get access to this build and don't even have to set it up. So that's honestly a very awesome feature. Withered Knight has two main weapon setups, the Greatsword and the Polearm with Shield. Both weapons can work, but after spending more time with the class, I do not think they serve exactly the same purpose. In my experience, the Greatsword feels more naturally focused on PvE and committed damage, while the Polearm and Shield gives more control, utility, and consistency, especially in solo PvP. When I first started playing the Withered Knight, I preferred the Greatsword over Polearm and Shield, and come to find out the main reason for that is this class is highly skill point dependent to make the Polearm and Shield viable. At lower levels, Greatsword is far superior. I find that Polearm and Shield gives me better tools to control distance, protect myself while I'm approaching range characters, apply significant crowd control, and builds towards wither stacks and charge dash pressure, which will run your opponent out of dodges very, very quickly. So the core gameplay loop of Withered Knight is apply wither, build, charge, dash, close the gap, control, punish, and reset. First, we have to apply wither. That can be done in a multitude of ways. The easiest and simplest is doing 3 light attacks. You can do 3 light attacks with Greatsword or 3 light attacks with the Polearm and Shield. And once your weapon starts glowing purple, you then follow up with a light attack and Wither is on the target. So in this build in particular, we can proc Wither immediately with Javelin Thrust and Breaker Shield Bash. So now that you know how to proc Wither, how do you take advantage of the extra damage bonus? So rising morale, whenever we use a Polearm and Shield skill, we get a single stack of charge dash. Shield wall slam, when we dodge, we get super armor on the charge dash attack, and it also executes Wither on the target. So let me proc Wither and let me show you kind of how this works. So we use a Polearm and Shield skill. We get a shield icon there at the bottom of our screen. We block and let go. That is a single stack of charge dash, and it will blow up your Wither proc. So now taking this a little bit further, we get 1 stack of the charge dash using that skill. We hold block, we dodge, we're at 2 stacks, and we let it go, and we proc Wither, and then we also get a follow-up attack with our spear. And finally, to stage 3. So we proc Wither on our target, we hold block, we dodge twice, let it go from here. Wither blows up, and we get an even harder hitting spear thrust. And there actually is one final way to get Wither to deal damage for you, is if you jump and hold right click. Bet you didn't know that. And lastly, you can get charge dash if you just hold block. I would really only recommend this though if you just need 1 stack, as we can utilize all of our other skills here to get, just single stack there, hold block, dodge, and then we get our 3rd stack and then let it go. But even then, that's still kind of slow. But if you had some time to like kite around a corner or something and just hold it here for a second and then follow up, that would be the best way to utilize that. Something else to note, if you do not have a stack of charge dash, just holding block and letting go does not do anything. You have to have a single stack of charge dash for it to actually do anything. Now that we got the basics out of the way, let's get into some combos. So we're going to utilize the Javelin Thrust. We're going to face them towards the wall. Once they hit the wall, we're going to immediately block. We're going to dodge, get our 2nd stack of Shield Bash, and then we're going to let go and let our Shield Bash proc our Wither and also the follow-up Shield Thrust. This is on a very tight timing, so you need to practice this probably a couple times before you try to utilize this in PvP fights. This next combo is going to utilize Rainbow Piercer and Breaker Shield Bash. We're going to get a stack of Charge Dash through Rainbow Piercer, and then we're going to follow up with the Breaker Shield Bash. We're going to hold block, dodge, get our third stack of charge dash, our Wither is going to explode on the initial dodge, and then we're going to follow up with the leaping thrust. So if you're having some difficulties landing the first two kind of combos, this one might be a little bit more simple to start off with, but still does quite a bit of damage. So we're going to utilize 2 light attacks, and then we're going to go into our Rainbow Piercer. We're not going to hold that skill. We're just going to tap it once, and it'll do a mini shield thrust. It should proc a Wither after we do our initial 2 light attacks. Then we're going to hold block. We're going to front dodge. That would give us the second stack of charge dash. So we're going to let that go. We're going to do the basic shield dash into spear thrust. So now for the skills. For the great sword, we are using a breakthrough charge. The main reason we use this is for the gap close potential. Really no other reason. This allows us to not have to use our polearm and shield skill to get a little bit closer to the target, and it keeps all those other skills off of cooldown, so they are readily available when we need them. For our polearm, we're utilizing obviously javelin thrust and breaker shield bash. These are not going anywhere. These are staying on the build. The only flex spot we have is Rainbow Piercer. Now, I do like this more in solos than in trio group play. Main reason is just having more group utility. I think Intervene is a very decent option for solos or even trios to give your team a little bit of extra shield, knock people off of them. So it's overall very good. And then also Sacred Bulwark if you wanted a little bit more damage. I think this is better utilized in group play, but it's honestly not terrible in solos. It's kind of clunky to use because you can't move your camera, so if they're not right in front of you, then they can easily sidestep this and dodge it, so it's kind of inconsistent, but it definitely is decent nonetheless. So for the important talents, polearm and shield specialization, it allows us to get 3 skills on our polearm, but reduces our greatsword skills to only 1. For the second page here, we got Rising Morale, Momentum Shift, and Shield Wall Slam. This is that combo I was kind of discussing earlier. Allows us to get Charge Dash and also executes our Wither with the Shield Wall Slam. We got the Javelin Heavy Kick and the Javelin Stun. This is very good as well to help line up some other combos and damage. And then we have Off Balance. So attacks from the Breaker Shield Bash apply a slow effect and then also compresses the attack width of Breaker Shield Bash, but greatly increases its range, and it reduces the enemy's dodge distance. So this helps keep you on the target and they can't dodge as far. So now for the gear and specifically the affixes. I'm not going to read every single one of these to you, but the main concept is we want to utilize elusive and vitality to give us dodge cost reduction and maximum energy. And then we're filling in right now with stoic to give us more mitigation when we're low health and also restore health when we do get low. Eventually, if I find my survivability high enough as I get more experience, I may end up dropping this to focus more on damage, but this is just what I'm currently running just to give me a little bit more time to fight in those PvP encounters. If you enjoy highly technical gameplay where your skill is genuinely rewarded and kills aren't simply handed to you, Withered Knight may be the class for you. It demands strong pacing, timing, positioning, and a real understanding of how its mechanics work together. It can feel complicated at first, but that complexity is what gives the class incredibly high skill ceiling. Withered Knight won't carry you through every encounter. You have to earn your openings, manage your resource, and execute when the opportunity presents itself. When everything finally starts clicking, it becomes one of the most satisfying and rewarding classes in Mistfall Hunter. Withered Knight is absolutely worth learning. And that's going to do it for me, guys. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing guides for every single class and try to keep them short and sweet. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.